Hello guys and welcome to Steve Knows. It's been a couple months since my last coming soon video, so I thought it was time for one. Let's check out what games are going to be released soon to the Oculus Quest, as August has been quite a slow month for game releases. So let's check out what games are just around the corner. First is Death Horizon Reloaded, a game that was released on the Oculus Go. An on-rails zombie shooter is making its way over to the Quest with a nice makeover in the Reloaded edition, as the previous game was a mobile VR title. Now we have slightly more power available and freedom on the Quest, so let's hope they've utilised that properly. This game is coming from Dead Dev Studio VR with an FPS bloodbath. You're placed within a government facility where research has been occurring, but something's gone wrong. A virus has escaped and has turned everyone into a walking corpse. In these environments, you're put into confined walkways or rooms where zombies will surround you to make you feel cramped and increase the anxiety you have of a possible zombie attack. I know I've personally been waiting for a zombie game that's more realistic for this Quest headset. Dual Strike was good, but it's just more animated. To take on these hordes, you do have a variety of weapons such as assault rifles, shotguns and heavy guns and more, which will depict your playstyle, as if you have a shotgun you can't shoot the spitting zombies that are normally at a distance. In times like these, you'll wish you never picked it up. Because the story is based on experimentations, you get all sorts of different types of enemies. You get ones that crawl, ones that spit, the classic zombies, there is loads. The visuals of this game were impressive when running on the Gear VR and the Go on its limited hardware, so let's hope the Quest should be able to bring us something even more special, as they've had plenty of time to optimize this game. No date yet, it's just coming out in the coming months, so fans of the House of Dead, this one is for us. Next is Endspace. This game was nominated for Game of the Year from Upload VR. Someone even said it was the best VR game they had ever played at one point. Although on Steam it's not quite got the maddest reviews, so this game is coming from Orange Bridge Studios, and it's a game that the Quest has been screaming for at last. This is a title that was released in 2018 on PCVR, but has recently been ported to the Quest. It reminds me of Eve on the PlayStation VR. That was one of the first PSVR titles I'd ever played, and it's a really great game. This genre fits virtual reality nicely, and you get to sit down. It's one of the few games you can experience all three dimensions in VR, with this level of intensity. It's a spaceship combat game where you are in control of the most advanced ship ever developed to protect the Tatara sector of space. Because people are trying to steal the technology your people have developed, because you have mastered deep space travel. If you've ever played the Jack Assault Call of Duty VR game, it has similar mechanics to that, as your missiles are locked on by your visuals and your secondary weapon is done by aiming. There is progression in this one, with you unlocking new weapons and upgrades as your skills as a pilot are tested. The visuals from the footage we've seen so far, it looks like they've done a really good job. It's a nice game to optimize for the Quest, as your ship can look visually incredible as it's close to your focus, but other assets as you're in space are at quite a distance and don't need as much horsepower to run. So I'm expecting a great looking fast-paced shooter here. I'm definitely picking this one up. Next is for the artist or the creative mogul. We have SculptVR. This application allows you to create huge pieces of art with a 10,000:1 scale for in-depth details. There is an abundance of tools available to create different visual effects also. This game is on Steam and was on the Oculus Go, so it's only natural for it to come over to the Quest. It gives you as much play space as your memory allows you to as well, so interesting to see what the Quest can actually max out at. These creations can be done cooperatively as well if you and a friend feel like teaming up, and beside having creative freedom, you also have fun actions such as hang gliding through your worlds to traverse to different areas, or just simply having fun creating an obstacle course and racing your friends. The incredible thing about this is you are able to export your creations to an OBJ or an FBX format, which allows you to 3D print your sculptures, allowing you to make bespoke products. If you ever needed anything, you can use this app as a tool to make it for yourself, so it's not just for fun. There is also user-created content available for you to download, which, if you've played Minecraft, people create the most incredible things. So this is going to be a really interesting one to see what people have created, see what I can create, and I might end up having to buy a 3D printer. Next is Skyward Kingdom Brawl, coming from Vertigo Games, a company that have a reputation for making some great VR titles, such as Arizona Sunshine. This is a card-based action battle game where you face off against an opponent, trying to destroy each other's kingdom, and to be announced the winner. You are to build the ultimate deck by unlocking new cards and upgrading existing ones to improve your attributes or abilities. It's time to The cards will deploy troops or magical spells to inflict chaos on your opponent. This has an online feature to it, so you can compete in tournaments across the globe in 20 different arenas. This is a great looking strategy style game that I want to experience in VR because I crave godlike view games. This is going to be like fantasy version of chess, where you have to outwit your opponent with strategy. And this is going to be great to watch streams as well, because you can watch the battlefield like in League. So you can see your streamer and your opponent and the battlefield all going on at once. It's going to be perfect. Next is real VR fishing coming from Mirage Soft for those who loved bait but were tired of the bold, bright colours that were so animated it felt like you were in a cartoon. This game should put you right in the seat of a fisherman catching some fish in the most photorealistic environments ever. They really do look stunning. This level of detail to be on the Quest is something to get excited for. It uses real locations in the worlds for you to fish and enjoy, making use of photography from the real life existing environments to create these beautiful surroundings. It has everything you expect in a fishing game. You'll cast your rod, there are floats, there are different baits depending on the fish you want to catch, and it's all about catching the heaviest fish possible. It even has a feature where you can play your own music, so you can put on your show tunes or your metal riffs to soothe you whilst catching some fish. The developers have stated that in the future they do intend to bring multiplayer to this fishing experience and a PvP mode so you can battle it out online. I'm not sure if there's anything more relaxing in VR than listening to the environment, the birds tweeting, the water rippling, the sun setting, whilst having a fish. Next is Elven Assassin. This is a port coming to the Oculus Quest brought to us by Wankley Studios. This is a game to get excited for as it uses the bow and arrow mechanic that VR games just seem to be a perfect fit for. Just the feeling of pulling back a bowstring and firing the arrow is just right at home on these systems. It's in a fantasy setting of taking out orcs and other mystical creatures like Legolas. Yes, childhood dreams come true. You are to protect your elven town as it's invaded by hundreds of orcs. Its challenge comes from the number of orcs that come at once, the pace that they run at, and they can break into your houses to evade your fire. They can also attack you, so be aware of flying axes. The best part about this title for me is the online co-op experience where you can team up among different posts in your town and take out these orcs together. So communication and strategy applies for effective teamwork. There is also PvP mode to settle your disputes. There is also progression as you can buy upgrades such as magical spells that can protect you by creating a force field or increase attack damage with your fire shots. This is a perfect fit for the Quest as the game requires a 2 by 1.5 meter play space and 360 tracking, making use of the Quest's features nicely. So that's it from me. That's my list of games coming soon to the Oculus Quest. I hope there was something here for you to get excited about. Thanks for watching. Steve knows. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.